So we're back at San Francisco CrossFit. We're talking about unilateral loading, and here's the deal. One of the most basic forms of unilateral loading for the lower body in strength conditioning is this basic thing called a lunge, which is just going into the staggered stance. That position right there. Usually we do that with a flexed foot in the back, and what do? We just stand back up. Now, that's very simple to do, but it has a lot to it. The first thing I want you to think about is anytime we lunge, we want to think about it as squatting. I want to load the hips up first to access the back of my legs, and then follow through with that step back. From there, notice what I do, I just come down. What is happening here with the front leg? I'm just squatting. And then once I get to this position, sure, I can come to this position where my chest is up, but once I stand back up, I need to repeat the same motion. Chest comes forward, I load the hips, I push away from the ground, now I stand. Now this is an exaggeration of what doing a lunge would be, because I can technically just step back and come back up. But what is that doing? It's making sure that all the basic mechanics that we talked about in squatting carries over to this unilateral loading. And why do we care about that? Because that's how we're gonna maximize our performance down the line. Now, one more thing, without complicating things too much, I want you to imagine your feet standing on rails. So if I was squatting in that position, with just knees out, feet flat, I'm gonna lunge in that position. Notice what I do with the back leg. I keep it on that rail. If I keep it on that rail and just slide it back, my chest leans forward. I drop my knee down, lift my chest up. Notice the separation of the legs. Same shoulder width apart or same hip width apart, depending on how you squat, but while I'm standing on those rails. And now what do? I reverse the movement. Chest down, hips up, step forward. That would be your lunge, and you should be able to do that on both legs, no problem. So that's lunging 101, and that's the beginning of taking that and applying it to the highest level of performance out there.